It's light.
Darling! Darling, Mummy is out. Darling, call an ambulance, darling. Brian, get me a cold flannel, darling.
This one has come into us via email. It's from Lisa. She's in Wales. Hello, my three favourite men.
Oh.
I love the podcast and your laughs are so infectious.
Do you want to top up?
Yes, I'll have just a touch of the cork-addled Dubonnet. Thank you, that's enough. Just a touch of gin. There we go.
Sorry, Lisa.
Love the podcast and your laughs are so infectious. Like Corona. I'm not a fan of offering to provide lifts, as I'm not great with directions and don't want it to become a habit. But last week I went to the pub from work. I wasn't drinking as I was going to the gym the next day. One of the girls asked whether I could give her a lift to the pub. We finished work at the same time and I was going there anyway, so I couldn't really say no. Her lift home let her down during the night, so she asked if I could give her a lift home. She lives about 15 minutes away from me and I needed to go past my house to get to hers. On the way, she asks if we can stop at McDonald's. When I then pull up outside her house, she says she'll ping me the money over the weekend.
What money?
I am for the McDonald's.
Oh, she paid for the McDonald's or for the petrol?
Presumably for the McDonald's. Oh, for the petrol.
What?
I am still waiting for the money. Does this make me a bad person to expect petrol money, or is there a polite way to ask so I'm not taken for a mug in the future? Any advice would be appreciated. That's from Lisa.
Lisa.
I don't think you can expect petrol money.
No, Lisa. I'm so.
What you can expect is a lift in return from that person in the future.
I totally agree, Lisa. I'm not. If I'm honest, I'm not one for charging petrol money. Yeah, so.
And it's not like, I mean, if you were taking her to the Lake District from Wales, different story.
Yeah.
It's 15 minutes away. Admittedly, I think it was a bit odd that woman asked to go to McDonald's.
Bit of a at night, a bit of a pee take that she's asking you to go to Mackey's. But I wouldn't expect petrol money. I wouldn't like it if my friend or colleague said, "Oh, we give me petrol money." It's like, well, it's a lift. You're just dropping me off.
Yeah.
Are we being horrible here?
No, I don't think we're being horrible. I think, Lisa, or if maybe this person doesn't have a car, so there's no sort of chance for you to have a lift in future from this person, then maybe they bring you in a nice box of chocolates.
Yeah, something like that. But
you can't ask for a box of chocolates. If they obviously don't bring you anything, they don't say thank you, even if they don't write you a little note to say thank you, then next time they ask, you just say, I'm sorry, it's not actually convenient.
Or just say, or just next time you need a lift, ask her. Maybe you're going to work too, but like, are you all right to pick me up? Because she'll think, oh yeah, you dropped me off that time, but yeah, not petrol money. It's when I lived back home, it was always one of those where me and mates and family and mum and dad used to drop them off at the airport. But then you know that when you needed to go to the airport at 6 a.m, they'd take you. So it works both ways. So I'd drop like Pilks off or my mum and dad, and then if I was going away, I'd say, oh, you need to drop me off.
In the South, we call it reciprocity.
What?
Reciprocity. Where you're reciprocating.
2 ways, works both ways.
Well, no, not a two-way. That's what we call something else. But reciprocity.
Sorry, Lisa. I hope we don't sound horrible, but yeah.
This next one is from Rachel. She's also emailed help@sextedmyboss.com. Dear William and Jordan. Good, no mention of Ben. I hope you are both keeping well. I have a dilemma that has been bothering me since the beginning of lockdown and was wondering if you could help. Like many others since the beginning of lockdown, I have been working from home. It has its perks, such as being able to do my washing, getting up a little later, and being able to fit in a gym session at lunch. However, on a daily basis, I find myself heading to the kitchen for multiple snacks.
Oh, you and me both.
The worst habit I have got into is eating spoonfuls of peanut butter or biscuits spread out of the jar.
Oh my God, me too. I'll put peanut butter on oat.
On what? On oats?
Oh, crackers, bit of bread, bit of chocolate biscuit. I'm the same. Right. Carry on.
I have tried everything, such as not buying the peanut butter in the first instance. However, this doesn't work and I just find another snack instead.
This is literally me. I'll even just dip my finger in and rub it on my gums.
Oh my God, that's weird.
Seriously.
Dip your finger and rub it on your gums?
I'll just rub it in. Rachel,
My
you and me
housemate,
both, hun.
my housemate is having similar problems, and we have come to the conclusion it's the boredom of doing our jobs from home, as when we go into the office, we never have this problem. Have you got any advice at all to help us? I really want my work trousers to fit when I do eventually have to go back to the office. Thanks in advance, Rachel.
Okay, do you know what I'm going to say here? I am going to quote another agony aunt. Yep, I am.
Is there anyone?
Yep, and I read this, I promise you, about 2 months ago now, and it really resonated with me.
Who? Can you tell us who?
It's Dear Dolly from the Sunday Times.
Dolly Alderton.
Love her.
You have changed.
How have I changed?
I thought you were going to go Dear Deirdre.
No, Dear Dolly. I honestly think she's a beautiful soul, right? And I always
Dolly Alderton.
Yeah.
Right.
And when I get the Times at the week on a Sunday, it's the first thing. Have I changed?
Yeah, when I get the Times at the weekend, I really like the property and culture section.
No, she's a proper agony aunt.
Well, what are we?
Well, we're agony ants. We are for modern day fun dilemmas.
I've said it before. You're agony, and I aren't.
Right. Anyway, and Rachel, she did a whole column about this lady had written in. She was a single mum with 2 kids, and she found lockdown really hard, and she found that she was snacking more, especially in the day and at night, and she felt really bad, and she put a bit of weight on. And Dolly said there is nothing wrong with putting a bit of weight on during this time with everything that's got on, and if it means that you've had a bit of peanut butter on toast to help you get through it, then fair enough. You know, you can get back on track after it's all over when the kids are back at school. And I was like, oh my God, totally agree. Because we've all probably drank a bit too much and overindulged a bit too much. And if you looking forward to a bit of peanut butter at night has helped you get through it, or a dairy milk, then so be it. And I totally agree with that. So I'm basically nicking her advice.
I would agree with that.
I'm being really serious there.
When you are at the level, though, of rubbing any sort of food on your gums, I think that is a bit of an issue.
I opened my fridge the other day, and
it said fridge,
and it literally said to me, "Not you again. What do you want now?"
I've heard you do that too.
Oh, we've done that before. Have I done that before? Honestly, I just when I'm out and about, I'm really healthy and on it. When I'm at home, I'm just like, snap. I did it yesterday. I had 2 bowls of cereal before bed, and then felt really guilty.
What's your cereal?
Just a bit of muesli.
Muesli?
Have I changed?
Is it homemade?
Can you make it at home?
Yeah. Although, to be fair, I was years ago.
Have I changed?
Years ago, I was on this huge... I went to a nutritionist, and she gave me this recipe for a homemade muesli. My mother came to stay.
Why bother?
I gave my mother some of my homemade muesli, and no word of lie, I've got a photo somewhere. My mother had to lie on the floor. It reacted with her in such a way, she genuinely had to lie on the floor. It's like...
Darling, mummy is out. Darling, calls an ambulance, darling. Brian, get me a cold flannel, darling. I've had some news. Oh, fucking hell, William, what have you done to your mother now? Darling, what? Darling, I can't feel my left leg, darling. Quick, get me some drink.
Get back up.
Mummy, it's only 9:30 in the morning. Quick, get me a drink, darling. I can't feel my left leg or my cheek, darling. Actually got on the floor for that.
There was also a time when we were on holiday in America and we were driving from Death Valley in Nevada to Malibu, and we stopped. I don't know if you've ever done that route, but there's nowhere to eat. So the only place we got was a McDonald's. So we all went and had this McDonald's in some godforsaken town in backwater West Coast.
Yeah! What we got ourselves here?
And obviously in America, the McDonald's is a slightly different operation. They're all franchises. Mikey and my mother sat in the car and for a good half an hour said nothing because they thought they were having a heart attack.
Are you joking?
And then they both talked to each other and went, I think I might be having a heart attack. And they went, I am too. My father, James, and I were like, yeah, fine. We're all right.
Because it's massive portions?
It's because they're very healthy.
Oh.
Whereas my father, James, and I are probably slightly more used to pumping our veins full of rubbish.
That's my advice to you, Rachel. Don't feel guilty about it. There's plenty of time to get back on track. If a bit of peanut butter gets you through the working from home, then crack on.